In this class, we are going to discuss about semaphores and then monitors if time permit. So what is a semaphore? Semaphore is a synchronization tool. So we have two types of semaphore. One is a binary semaphore and the second one is a counting semaphore. So what are the operations we can perform on semaphore? We can perform two operations on the semaphore. One is a wait operation and the second one is a signal operation. Okay. Initially the semaphore value, the semaphore S is initially set to 1. Whenever the process willing to enter into the critical section, the process has to perform the wait operation on semaphore. What is wait operation? Whenever the process is willing to enter into the critical section, it has to perform wait operation on semaphore. If it is unable to perform the wait operation on semaphore, the process cannot enter into the critical section. I repeat, whenever the process willing to enter into the critical section, the process has to perform wait operation on semaphore. If the process is able to perform the wait operation, then it is allowed to enter into the critical section. If the process is unable to perform a wait operation on semaphore, the process cannot enter into the process will not allowed to enter into the critical section. Okay. What is wait operation? Wait operation means decrementing the semaphore value by 1. Decrement semaphore value decrementing the semaphore value by 1. Okay, initially the semaphore value is set to 1. So for example, P1 process is want to perform wait operation on semaphore, then it will perform wait operation, so that before performing the wait operation, the process has to check whether the value of semaphore is greater than 0 or not. Why? Because if the semaphore value is less than 0, automatically the process cannot perform wait operation. Why? Because if it is 1, we can decrement the value by 1, so it will become 0. Already if the semaphore value is 0, how can we decrement the value by 1? We cannot decrement the semaphore value. So before performing the wait operation, the process has to check the condition, whether the semaphore value is greater than 0 or not. Now initially what is the semaphore value? 1. So 1 less than or equal to 0. So condition fail. If it is greater than 1, automatically we can perform the decrement operation. If it is less than 0, do nothing. That means the process has to wait until the semaphore value become 1. So initially the semaphore value is 1, so that P1 is able to perform the wait operation. For example, okay, after enter into the critical section, again the process 1, after using the critical section, it will perform the signal operation. What is signal operation? Signal operation means incrementing the semaphore value by 1. Right? Yes, plus plus. So initially whenever you are performing the wait operation, the process P1 performing the wait operation, at that time the semaphore value will be converted to 0. So whenever you perform the signal operation, again the 0 become 1. Why? Because 0 plus 1 means 1. Here 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Okay. Whenever it becomes 1, automatically the other process which is waiting to enter the critical section is now able to perform the wait operation. When P1 is in the critical section, if P2 is try to enter into the critical section, it need to perform the wait operation. At that time, what is the value of semaphore? The semaphore value is 0. So the P2 cannot perform the wait operation. Why? Because it cannot decrement the value by 1. So P1 will be in the wait state. At that time, maybe P3 is also willing to enter into the critical section. Whatever may be the process, it has to perform the wait operation first. Okay. So at that time, it need to check the condition. Okay. That means if the semaphore value is 1, then we can decrement it to 0. If the semaphore value is 0, we cannot perform the wait operation. Wait operation cannot be performed. Why? Because we cannot, the process cannot decrement the 0, right? So all the process has to wait until the first process performs the signal operation. After using the critical section, the process will perform the signal operation so that the value will be incremented by 1, so that now the semaphore value is 1. Okay, so these are the two operations we can perform on the semaphore, right? And then similarly here, if you observe here, earlier S is a semaphore, now it is a mutex. Okay, so let me explain you one more thing. Sorry. So counting semaphore, binary semaphore, I already told you binary semaphore means semaphore can have either a value 0 or value 1, so it is called as binary semaphore. Counting semaphore means the integer value can range over an unrestricted domain. That means here the binary semaphore means the values are either 0 or 1. In the case of counting semaphore, there is no restriction. The values are range. Any integer value we can set to the semaphore value. One second, please. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, there is an emergency call. So there are two types of semaphores, as I told you. One is a binary semaphore and the second one is a counting semaphore. So what is a binary semaphore? Binary semaphore consists of only two values, either 0 or 1. So that is the reason why it is called as binary semaphore. What is a counting semaphore? Counting semaphore ranges maybe any integer value. There is no restriction. It may be a 5, it may be a 10, it may be a 20. Okay. So that is the reason it is called as a counting semaphore. So in the earlier example, the semaphore, sorry, in the earlier example, here the semaphore is indicated by S and is SC is initialized to 1. Okay, whereas in this particular case, there is a mutex variable. So here mutex is act as a semaphore variable. So initialized to 1, that is the reason why. Mutex is initialized to 1. So whenever the process is willing to enter into the critical section, the process is able to perform the wait operation on mutex. So wait of mutex means it will become 0. Okay, whenever P1 process is performing wait operation on mutex, wait means decrementing the semaphore value by 1. Here the semaphore variable is mutex. So 1 minus 1 means 0. So the process will enter into the critical section. If any other process is willing to enter into the critical section, it need to perform the wait operation. What is the mutex value? 0. Why? Because earlier already P1 process decrementing the mutex value by 1. So the semaphore value becomes 0. If any other process wish to enter into the critical section, that process need to perform the wait operation. But here the process is unable to perform the wait operation. So it will be wait until the first process perform the signal operation. So the P1 process, after using the critical section, it will come out of the critical section and perform the signal operation. What is signal operation? Incrementing the semaphore value by 1. Okay, so now the semaphore value become 1. So whenever the semaphore value becomes 1, the waiting process can perform the wait operation. Why? Because 1 minus 1 0. So the process can perform the wait operation. Likewise, if one process in the critical section, no other process is allowed to enter into the critical section. Why? Because those process cannot perform the wait operations. So that is semaphore. And then if there are multiple number of process waiting for the semaphore, so how much time the semaphore has to wait? Semaphore implementation with no busy waiting. That means whenever the process is able to perform the wait operation, so it can enter in the critical section. All the remaining process which wish to enter into the critical section may not. Let me explain with the paint. For example, initially the semaphore value is 1. P1 process performs a wait operation on semaphore, wait of S. What happens? So semaphore value become 0. Why? Because S minus minus, decrementing the semaphore value by 1, wait means. So the semaphore value will become 0. Why? Because 1 minus 1 means 0. If any other process, P2, P3, P4, whatever may be the process, wish to enter into the critical section, they also need to perform the wait operation. But what is the semaphore value? 0. So these process cannot perform the wait operation. At that time, all these process went to the waiting state. Okay, that means all these processes are added to the list. P2 is added to list. Why? Because it is unable to perform the wait operation. P3 is also added to the list. Why? Because it is also not able to perform the wait operation. P4 is also not able to perform the wait operation. So all these processes are added to the list. Okay, all these are the waiting process. So all these processes are added to the list. Whenever, so P1 after using the critical section, that means P1 performs the wait operation and it will go for the critical section. And then after coming out of the critical section, it will perform the signal operation. What is signal? S plus plus. S plus plus means 0 plus plus. That means 1. So whenever the semaphore value will become 1, so one process is removed from the list. One process is removed from the list. Likewise, Likewise, one process will come out of the list and removed from the list, and that process will perform the wait operation. So after successfully perform the wait operation, the process will enter into the critical section. Again, after using the critical section, the process will perform the signal operation. Again, one more process is removed from the list. Likewise, so all the waiting process is added to the list, and whenever there is a signal operation, automatically one process is removed from the list. Okay. That is called as semaphore implementation with no busy waiting. So let me explain the code. Here it is a semaphore. The semaphore value will become 0. Why? Because the semaphore value initially 1. Whenever you perform wait operation, it will become 0. So whenever the semaphore value becomes 0, the other process cannot perform the wait operation. For example, if any other process is willing to perform the wait operation, what will be the value? The value becomes 0 minus 1. That means minus 1. Minus 1 means it is less than 0. Are you got my point? Are you got my point? Here, whenever P1 performs the wait operation, the semaphore value becomes 0. So it will enter into the critical section. After that, whenever P2 or P3, P4, any other process enter into the critical section, what will be the value? So 0 minus 1. If we try to perform the wait operation, 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 means 0 minus 1 means minus 1. Minus 1 means it is less than 0. Minus 1 is less than 0. Okay. So whenever the minus 1, the value, semaphore value is a less than 0, that means that process need to add it to the list. Right. Likewise, all the process uh, uh, who are trying to perform the wait operation on the semaphore value and the value is less than 0, then automatically all those processes are added to the list and those processes are blocked. Up to what time the process will block? Whenever the first process performs the signal operation, automatically the semaphore value become more than 1. That means more than 0. That means 0 plus plus. That means 0 plus 1, it will be 1. So whenever 1 is greater than or equal to 0. So whenever it is greater than or equal to 0, automatically what we have to do? We need to remove the process, one process from the list. Okay. Again, that process will perform the wait operation and it will enter in the critical section. After using critical section, again it will perform the signal operation. So whenever it performs the signal operation, one more process will be removed from the list. Again, that removed process will perform the wait operation. Now it will enter into the critical section. Again, it will perform the signal operation. So whenever signal operation perform, the next process will be removed from the list and it will be perform the wait operation and then it will enter in the critical section. After that, it will perform signal operation like that. So all the remaining process who are want to enter into the critical section, if one process is already in the critical section, those remaining process will be added to the list based upon the semaphore value. Okay, that is the thing. Next, deadlock and starvation. If you observe here, there are two processes. What are those? P0 and P1. And here there are two semaphores, S and Q. Follow the cursor, please. S and Q are the semaphores. P0 and P1 are the process. What happened here? Initially, as I told you, these two semaphores are initialized to 1. Okay. So first, initially P0 is performing weight of S. So the S, what is the S value? S value is 1. So weight of S means it will become 0. And then what is the value of Q here? Weight of Q. That means initially the Q value is 1. So weight of Q means 1 minus 1, it will be 0. So here the two processes are willing to use two semaphores, S and Q. So what happened? What happened? Both cannot perform the operations, right? Okay, this is a P1 process and this is a, sorry, P0 process and this is P1. Here we have a two semaphores, S and Q. So initially P0 performing the wait operation on S and Q, P1 performs wait operation on Q. Later P naught is willing to perform wait operation on Q. Wait operation on Q. And P1 is willing to perform wait operation on S. So weight of S. What happened here? So here weight of S will be successful. Why? Because weight of S means 1 minus 1. So what is the value of S now? 0. At the same time, P1 is performing the wait operation on Q. So what is the value of Q initially? 1. So 1 minus 1 means 0. Okay. After that, P0 is willing to perform wait of Q operation. So P1 is able to perform the operation? No. Why? Because 0. What is the value of Q? Q value is 0. 0 minus 1 means minus 1. So it cannot perform the wait operation on Q. Similarly, P1 want to perform the wait operation on S. What is the value of S? Value of S is 0. It is also trying to perform wait operation. So 0 minus 1 means minus 1. It is less than 0. It is minus 1 is less than 0. So these two process, this process is waiting for signal of Q. This process is waiting for signal of S. But both the process are waiting for the other process. P0 is waiting for the P1 signal and P1 is waiting for the P0 signal. Okay, why? Because P0 is performing wait operation on S. So P0 has to perform signal of S. And next P1 is performing wait operation on Q. So P1 has to perform signal of Q. Okay, whatever the process is performing wait operation on particular semaphore, that process need to perform the signal operation, right? Signal of S. So but these two process are waiting for each other. So P0 is waiting for signal of S and P1 is waiting for signal of Q. So both the process are waiting indefinitely. So both the process are waiting indefinitely. Okay, so that indefinite blocking, P0 is waiting for waiting process P1 and P1 is waiting for the waiting for a one more waiting process, that is a P0. Like that, P0 and P1 both will wait for each other indefinitely. So that indefinite waiting leads to the deadlock. So that situation is called as deadlock. Okay, so what is starvation? Indefinite blocking. A process, check the line here. A process may never be removed from the semaphore queue in which it is suspended. That means both the process are waiting and added to the list and they are never removed from the list. That is called as starvation. What is priority inversion? So that means whenever the low priority process holds a lock needed by the high priority process. That means here, for example, the low priority process acquire the lock in order to enter into the critical section. So it will never release the lock, so that all the high priority process may wait for that particular lock, but the low priority process may not release the lock because it is waiting for some other waiting process. So at that particular time, the lock was blocked at the low priority process, so that the high priority process has to wait for the low priority process. So that is called as priority inversion. Priority inversion, reverse. Usually the low priority process has to compromise for the high priority process, but here priority inversion means the high priority process will be waiting for the lock which is acquired by the low priority process. Okay, starvation means the process will never remove from the semaphore queue, so that is called as starvation. So here in this example, P0 is indefinitely waiting for P1 to perform signal of Q and P1 is waiting for the P0 for performing signal of S, but both the process are waiting. Why? Because they did not perform wait of Q, wait of S. So if they are not performing these operations, those two processes are waiting for each other indefinitely. So that situation is called as deadlock. And next, classical problems of synchronization. Okay, there are three very important problems: bounded buffer problem, reader writer problem, dining philosopher's problem. So these are the three problems we need to talk about when you discuss about synchronization. So along with these three, one more thing already we have discussed, that is producer consumer problem. Okay, the first one is a bounded buffer. So as I told you, So whenever you want to discuss something, one problem, you need to have an idea about the variables what we are using in the problem. Earlier when we are discussed about producer consumer problem, we had a talk about binary size. What is the length of the binary? The buffer size? What is the length of the buffer? And next in variable, out variable. Like here in this particular bounded buffer problem, here we have mutex. Mutex is already initialized to 1, and there is a two variables, full and empty. Full is initialized to 0 and empty is initialized to n. So let me explain the problem for you. The first one is a producer process. What is the producer will do? Producer has to check whether the producer will produce an item to the buffer so that the empty will be decremented. Are you got my point? Here observe this line, weight of empty. What is weight of empty? Empty will be decremented. For example, in a buffer there are 4 items. I repeat, in a buffer there are 4 items. Whenever you produce one item into the buffer, so what happened? One empty will be filled. Are you got my point or not? If you add an item to the buffer, if you add an item into the buffer, what happened? Empty will be reduced. Okay? Why? Because it is filled. The buffer is filled with an item. So, for example, if you can keep 5 pens into a geometry box. Okay? So, already 3 pens you kept in the geometry box. How many empties are there? 2 empty places. Whenever you keep one more pen into the geometry box, what happened? The 2 empty places will be decremented. Now what is the empty value? 1. Again, if you keep one more pen into the geometry box, into the one slot, so what are the remaining empty positions in the geometry box? 0. That means whenever you add an item, add a pen to the geometry box, the empty locations will be reduced. Are you got my point? So in a geometry box, there are 5 slots. You can keep 5 pencils or pens into the geometry box. So whenever you add a pen to the geometry box, initially 5 pens, right? If you add a pen to the geometry box, how many empty positions are there? 4. Earlier it was 5. Whenever you add an item to the geometry box, it will be 4 now. Again you add a pen to the geometry box. How many empty values? 3. Earlier it was 4. That means whenever you are adding an item to the geometry box, the empty positions will be decremented. Okay. So that is why weight of empty. Weight of empty means, so whenever you produce an item, the empty position will be decremented. Okay. After that, weight of mutex. Weight of mutex means what is the mutex value? The mutex value is initialized to 1. Okay. So 1 minus 1 means 0. So the process can able to perform the wait operation. So it will add an item to the buffer. Whenever the producer is producing an item, no other process is allowed to produce the same item at the same time. So that is the reason why weight of mutex means, so 1 minus 1 0. So if any other process try to enter and try to add the item to the buffer at the same time, we should not allow. That is the reason why weight of mutex. Weight of mutex means 1 minus 1 0. So if any other process come and try to perform the weight operation on mutex, it cannot perform. Why? Because the mutex value is 0. So after adding the item into the buffer, what you need to do? Signal of mutex. Signal of mutex means, earlier mutex 1 minus 1 0. Now signal of mutex means 0 plus plus. That means now 1. Okay. And then you need to increase the full. What is full? Signal of full. So earlier in the buffer there are no items, 0 items. Now you kept an item into the buffer. Then what is the full value? Now you added an item into the buffer, so the value will be incremented to 0 to 1. Now it is 1. Okay. Like that, whenever you add an item to the buffer, empty will be reduced, full will be increased. Right? Initially 5 empty slots are there. 5 empty slots. 5 pens you can keep into the geometry box. 5 empty slots are there. So whenever you perform weight of empty, it will become 4, and you add an item to the geometry box. Initially full is 0. Why? Because no elements are there in the geometry box. So whenever you are performing signal of full, that means whenever you add an item to the buffer, so the one value will be added to the full. Okay, now the full is 1. And next again you are trying to add one more item. Producer is trying to produce one more item. So earlier the empty is 4. Now if you add an item, so it will become 3 and the full becomes 2. That is the thing. I explained with the help of paint. So this is the producer. What the producer can do? Producer can produce an item into buffer. Initially buffer is empty. No items are available in the buffer. For example, buffer is empty. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So buffer can hold 5 items. Okay, how many items a buffer can hold? 5 items. Initially, what is the empty value? How many empty slots are there here? If you observe the diagram, how many empty slots are there? So 5 empty slots are there. Okay, so what the producer will do? Producer will perform weight of empty. Weight of empty. That means what is the empty value? 5. So 5 minus 1, it will become 4. After that, what he will perform? Weight of mutex. Initially, what is the mutex value? Initially, the mutex value is 1. So weight of mutex means it will become 0. A weight means 1 minus 1, decrementing the mutex value by 1. So 1 minus 1 means 0. So after that, produce an item. So whenever you produce an item number 1 is in the buffer. Okay, that is the reason why MTR4 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So MTR4 correct. And then what it will perform? Signal of mutex. After producing an item, again it will perform the signal operation. Okay, signal operation means 0 become 1. So after that, what she will perform? Weight of full. Sorry. Signal of full. What is signal of full? Signal of full means here earlier full is 0, empty is 5 and full is 0. Why? Because 0 items are there in the buffer. Whenever the producer produces an item, one item is added to the buffer. So full will become 1. So one item is there and the empty now 4. Again what we have to do? Again we repeat the steps. Again the producer is willing to produce an item. Weight of empty. What is weight of empty? That means the producer is producing the next item. So the 4 will become 3 now. Producer produce an item by performing mutex operation on weight. So item number 2 on signal of mutex. Like that, whenever the producer is going to produce an item, before produce an item, you need to perform the weight of mutex. After produce an item, you need to perform the signal of mutex. Why? Because when the producer is producing something, no other producer is allowed to add an item. Two producer cannot add an item to the buffer. Two producers cannot add the items to buffer. Only one process at a time. Only one process at a time. So what can we do? With the help of weight and mutex, we can achieve this one. Only one process is allowed to add an item into the buffer. So for that purpose, weight of mutex means it will become 0. So at that time, any other process is try to add an item to the buffer, it has to perform the weight operation on 0. So that means the process is unable to perform the weight operation on 0. So only one process at a time produce an item to the buffer. After producing an item, again it will be incremented to 1 by using signal of mutex. After the signal of full. Signal of full means earlier the full is 1. Signal of full means plus 1, 2. That means after adding the two items, the full value is 2 and the empty value is 3. Why? Because 3 empty places are there. Likewise, how many items we can add? If we add item number 3, the empty will become 2 and full will become 3. If we add item number 4, the empty will become 1 and the full will become 4. Whenever we add one more item, one more item, 1 minus 1, 0. Automatically it will become 5. So whenever the producer is trying to add one more item, item number 6, it cannot add an item. Why? Because it cannot perform weight of empty. Why? Because the size of the buffer is only 5. If you perform weight of empty, what is the empty value? 0. So 0 minus 1, you cannot perform. Likewise, whenever the buffer is full, the producer is unable to perform the operation. If the empty value is 5, how many items we can add? 5 items. Why? Because we can perform weight of empty. How many times we can perform weight of empty? 5 times only. For item 1, if we produce, it will become 4. For item 2, it will become 3. For item 3, it will become 2. And then it will become 1. And then it will become 0. So total times, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time and 5 time. 5 times only we can decrement the value. We can perform weight operation on empty. So whenever it will become 0, the producer cannot perform weight of empty operation. So the producer cannot produce an item. Why? Because there is no empty place. There is no empty place. The buffer is full. Whenever the empty becomes 0, the full becomes 5. The full becomes 5. Whenever we add a new item, so we can perform signal of full. So it will become 5. Each time each time initially full is 0. No item is there. Whenever you add an item, it will become 1. And then it will become 2. And then it will become 3. And then it will become 4. And then it will become 5. So whenever it will become 5, that means the buffer is full. The producer cannot produce a item into the buffer. Okay. This is a producer problem. Then what is a consumer process? So whenever consumer consumes something, what happened? It is exactly reverse. How many items are there in the buffer now? 5 items. Right? Item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5. So what about the consumer? So whenever consumer consumes an item, so automatically full will be reduced. Weight of full. Initially, what is the value of full here? Full is 5. Why? Because 5 items are there in the buffer. How many empty slots are there? 0 empty positions are there. This is about consumer, reverse of the producer. What the consumer will do? Consumer will consume an item. Okay. So fully equal to 5. Okay. So what the consumer has to do? Consumer has to consume one item. So remove an item from the buffer. So weight of full. So weight of full means 5 minus 1. So 4. So we can perform the weight operation. And then whenever the consumer is trying to consume, two consumers two consumers are not allowed at the same time. So you need to perform the weight operation on mutex. What is the mutex value initially? Initially the mutex value is 1. Weight of mutex means 1 minus 1, 0. So that consume an item. Whenever the other process is try to consume something, it has to perform weight of mutex. So but the process is unable to perform the weight operation. Why? Because the mutex value is 0. And then signal of mutex. What is signal of mutex? 0 plus 1, that is 1. Okay. And then what it has to perform? Signal of empty. Signal of empty, that means if you consume an item, so you are removed an item from the buffer. Consuming means removing an item from the buffer. How many empty places are there? 1. So empty will be incremented. Initially it was 0. Now it is, you are consuming one item. So there is an empty slot. So empty become 1. After that, again what you need to do? Again you need to perform the same operations. Again you are trying to remove an item from the buffer. Next item. So automatically full will be reduced. 4 minus 1, 3. Consume an item. In order to consume an item, you need to perform wait of mutex. After consuming item, you need to perform signal operation. So if you consuming next item, what will be the value? Empty positions are increased. So you signal of empty. So 2. Like that, every time if you remove an item from a buffer, every time what happened? Every time you remove an item, the full will be reduced and empty will be increased. Full will be reduced. Empty will be increased. Full will be decremented and it will be increased. So likewise, you can perform these iteration 5 times. If you perform the same operation 5 times, what happened? So the buffer will be empty. So whenever after the 5 iterations, again if you want to try to perform the operation, wait of full. So what is the value of full? 0. So the buffer is empty. So the consumer cannot perform wait of full. So wait of full cannot be performed by the consumer after 5 iterations. Why? Because the full is 0. So 0 minus 1, we cannot perform. We cannot decrement the 0 value. So likewise, the consumer can consume 5 items from the buffer. Consume the item from the buffer. Only 5. Why? Because after 5 iterations, the full will become 0. Whenever the full will become 0, the consumer cannot perform the wait operation. Why? Because full is 0. So that is about consumer problem. Exactly reverse to the producer problem. So I already told you. So we have 3 classical problems of synchronization: bounded buffer, reader writer problem, dining philosophers. So bounded buffer is already over. Now we would like to talk about reader and writer. What is reader writer problem? So one writer at a time allowed to perform write operation. These are the conditions you need to understand. One writer at a time allowed to perform write operation. Any number of readers can perform read operation. So this is the second rule. This is the first rule. And the third rule, reader is not allowed to read while the writer is writing. Okay, that means the first condition, only one writer. Example, if it is a classroom, how many number of writers are allowed to enter into the classroom? There is only one teacher is allowed to write on the blackboard. All the remaining 60 students are listening to the class. That means one writer, only one teacher at a time. Two teachers are not coming to the class at the same time and they are writing on the board, right? Only one teacher is allowed to write on the blackboard at the same time. How many number of readers? 60 readers can read the information at the same time. There is no rule. For example, if here I am writing something, okay, all you are reading the information. Whatever I am writing, you are reading the information, right? That means all you can read the information. That means there is no rule for the uh, reader's limit. Okay, any number of readers, 1 lakh number of readers also read the information at the same time, but only one writer is allowed to write the information at the same time. The best example is, for example, if it is an operating system class, only the faculty who are dealing the operating system is allowed to enter into the classroom, and she or he only need to write on the blackboard. So while he is writing something, so no other faculty is allowed to enter into the classroom, and he is also not allowed to write on the blackboard. So only one writer at a time. How many number of readers? Any number of readers can read the information. So there is no reader limit. Any number of readers can perform read operation at the same time. But only one writer at a time is allowed to perform write operation. Okay, and then one more thing, while the writer is writing, reader is not allowed to read the information. For example, I am writing the value of a. What is the value of a? If you read the information, you treat that the value of a is 1, but not a 10. I am writing still, what is the value of a? You said 12, but I am not yet completed, not yet done. So what is the value of a? 123. I am not yet done. The value of a is 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, while I am writing, you should not read. So after the end of writing, okay, I have concluded. Okay, writer is done now. So if now anyone can read the value of a, what is the value of a? For all of you, the value of a is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Likewise, if I am writing something, when I am writing something, if you read the values, for someone it is 1, for someone it is 12, for someone it is 123, for someone it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same value is different for different number of readers. So it should not happen. So that is the reason why while the writer is writing, reader is not allowed. After writing, operation is done, then the readers are allowed to read the information. While writing, the reader is not allowed. Okay, so these are the three things you need to understand. What are the three things? Only one writer at a time is allowed to write the information, or only one process is allowed to perform the write operation, and any number of process can perform the read operation. And the third rule is, while the writer is writing, the reader process are not allowed to read the information. That means all the readers has to wait until the write operation is done. I repeat, all the reader process has to wait until the write operation is done. Okay, these are the prerequisites. Here also we have three things: mutex, write, read count. Mutex means already initialized to 1. Mutex means initialized to 1. And next write means only one writer at a time. So the writer is also initialized to 1. And the read count, any number of readers, right? That is the reason why read count. Initially there are no readers, so it is initialized to 0. Okay. Mutex is initialized to 1. WRT for writer initialized to 1, and the read count is initialized to 0. Okay, so this is the reader writer problem. This is the writer process. Okay, so do of weight of WRT. So whenever the writer is trying to perform the write operation, what he has to do? What is the first condition? What is the first condition? Only one writer is at a time allowed to perform the write operation. So here we have three variables. Mutex. What is the mutex value? Initialized to 1. WRT is for writer. It is also initialized to 1. And the next one, read count. So read count is initialized to 0. Okay. So now this code is for writer. Do. What the writer has to do? Writer has to perform the write operation. Only one writer is allowed to enter into the critical section and is able to perform the write operation. So do weight of WRT. What is weight of WRT? Initially the weight value is 1. So weight of WRT means 1 minus 1, 0. So we'll perform write operation. That means writer is allowed to write. And then signal of WRT. Right? So whenever the first writer number 1 is performing wait operation, writer number 1 means process 1 is performing a wait operation. So want to perform wait operation. So what he has to do? Wait of WRT. What is the WRT value? 1. So 1 minus 1, 0. So if any other process is also trying to perform the wait operation, write operation, then what he had to perform? Wait of WRT. But it is unable to perform the wait operation until the first process. Okay. So okay, then I will discuss it in the next class. Not an issue. Thank you.